Okay, Curry's PC World are advertising electric scooters. This shop mostly used to sell computers and things like that. PC World was a well-known computer store in the UK, and they are now selling. They merged with Curry's, who also sold other electronics, televisions, things like that. But they're also selling what they call summer tech, which is electric scooters. Now, in the UK at the moment, these are technically illegal. You can rent an electric scooter. You can't own one yet. Well, you can own one, but you can only use it on public land. You can't use it on private land, sorry. Which is very stupid when a lot of these electric scooters conform to the old electric bike law, apart from the fact they don't have pedals. What do I mean by the old electric bike law? I mean 250 watts motor power and a top speed of 15.5 miles per hour. Later on they done away with the twist throttle, and they went to pedal assist only on electric bikes. Obviously, this is an electric scooter, there are no pedals on it. But that also means you can't exceed that speed. On an electric bike, you can go much faster than the 15.5 mile an hour limit, providing you are going downhill or you have a burst of energy where you can do that. A lot of people buy electric bikes because they're unable to perform as well as younger, fitter riders, or have had some sort of injury or something like that. They're originally a mobility means, but they're now a very popular thing. And these electric scooters are also a very popular thing, though you're not allowed to use them. But a lot of countries are now allowed to use these scooters, and a lot of them do use the same parts as a lot of cheaper, smaller electric bikes. What I mean by that is they use the same battery, same motor, and everything else, but they are still technically illegal because they're in the shape of a scooter and not a bike. And there's a lot of comments on here going, oh, they should be, they're really, really dangerous and whatever else. Well, they're really, really not, lads. They're really not that bad. I've put a comment, people, just let's go for a good comment, shall we? You're encouraging people to break the law, and before you say use on public land, really? No one cares. It's the same specs as an electric bike. Who cares? As long as they're advertised on the box that these things are not really meant for use on public roads and stuff, because otherwise someone might not know, as long as people are aware of that. But they're saying, oh, these have got to conform to MOT test regulations and stuff like that. Well, electric bikes don't, So, it's just hilarious. They've been selling bikes for years, none of which are fitted with the mirrors unless you added extra, which in my opinion should be the minimum safety equipment. Wow, you've got to be a real boomer to not like electric scooters, to be totally honest. Let's just have a look. Someone also compared, I'm trying to find the comment, they said that an electric scooter and a bicycle even was as dangerous as a gun. I told him, try going to war with a BMX and seeing how you get on. It's not going to end very well. So let's see if I can find that comment. Oh, it's down here a bit more. So there's lots of people saying, these are illegal, people have seized them. You're only really likely to get stopped if you're an absolute muppet on one, if I'm totally honest with you. But your mileage may vary, so please don't go trying to sue me if I say you're definitely not going to get stopped. There is a chance you'll get stopped. You take that risk, and it's 6 points on your licence, I believe. So you've got to, that's a police graveyard. A lot of these are really fast ones. There's a Kugo dual motor one there. It might be a duathlon, but it looks like a Kugo. There's a Pure Air one there. There's an M365 there. There's an AOVO there. There's just a selection of, some of these would also have been stolen and thrown into rivers and stuff. So yeah. This is Vortex Peds and Parts. How silly you would expect a gun shop to check people to have a gun licence, shotgun or firearm certificate prior to selling such. Oh wait, hold on, they do. Am I suggesting these scooters are as dangerous as a gun? Yes, I am, if they are used incorrectly. As are push bikes, motorbikes and cars. Well, not really. A gun you can do multiple people at a time, whereas a push bike you're probably not going to be dispatched by it unless you're an old lady. Same with a scooter. Really and truthfully, the most damage you're likely to do is a dent in someone's car door at the worst, or damage to yourself. Usually with hilarious CCTV footage to go with it, in which case you're a twonk, just, live with it, and then, pay out for the damage that you've done to someone else's property, the same as you have to on a push bike. And don't go saying people don't, because if it happens, usually the police are called, and then you have to pay compensation. So you can get cycling insurance, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people don't, and if you do, something does happen, you have to pay out your own pocket. They don't have to pay, you still very much have to pay. Yeah, don't get that confused there. Although usually the damage is pretty minor, you're limited to a few £100 generally. You're not going to write a car off of a push bike or a scooter. That's just not going to happen unless... Yeah, I suppose you could argue an electric bike or an electric scooter could catch fire. That's another electronics safety discussion altogether, but the same applies to e-bikes there. Why aren't electric bikes banned as well? Yeah, why are these vehicles allowed to be sold? They're illegal to use on public roads and pavements. Oh dear, look, everyone is just, all these boomers are just really hating on this. This is just absolutely hilarious. Well, I've got a comment in live. In live feed, someone's... Absolutely absurd that Facebook is allowing adverts to promote illegal activity, but there you go. Yeah, there's plenty of worse things than that on Facebook. Yeah, there's lots of worse things. There's scammers, there's all kinds of things on here, and you're worried about a PC World advert for an electric scooter. That's hilarious. A car dealership wouldn't let you drive away without a licence and insurance. Actually, I'm pretty sure I know of several car dealerships that wouldn't bother checking any of that. They'll just, you'd pay for the car, and as far as they're concerned, that's on you. It's driver's responsibility, actually. So, no. They've been selling bikes for years. Yeah. God, it's just a load of old people just bitching and moaning about something because it looks different, literally. Like, the electric bikes have been around since the 1980s, and they use very similar components. A lot of the older ones, up to 2014, I think it was allowed a twist throttle. That's literally that, and the pedals is the only difference. So it's like saying your electric bike, without, you know, if you don't pedal the electric bike that has the twist throttle from 2014, which you are still allowed to use, by the way, then you're basically at a point riding an electric scooter at that point. And it's like, oh yeah, you should be punished for riding 15 miles an hour. 15! Wow. Yeah, that's just, you know. Fun and safe. Yes, they are fun and safe. Wow, the amount of Karens. This is just like Karen Central. If you want Karen stories, Karen and electric scooter stories, Facebook, Bitchbook, whatever you want to call it, this is just funny. A reminder, so you can rent them, but you can't technically own one, like, and use it, which is absolutely absurd. Don't you worry, this is how society's going. This is not just electric scooters. They're going to try and, if it doesn't ever, a lot of people have a theory that you're just going to be renting everything in the future. You're not going to own anything, you're just going to be renting it, and then you're going to have to get another one and carry on renting it, because of course it's a continued waste of money, and you're putting more money into the economy by renting something because it costs you more than buying something and owning it. You're like bypassing planned obsolescence at this point. So it's not even planned obsolescence. The thing doesn't even need to break for you to go and buy a new one and put more tax money into the government's pocket. You're just simply giving the government money constantly. You're printing money, basically. That concludes the video on electric scooters and the law and Facebook bitchiness and all that kind of stuff. It's a bit of a tangent from what I usually do, but thank you for watching. Nearly at 1,000, like and subscribe.